gotta go outside. The sun is shining, cause the clouds are in my mind. It's too damn early, but I don't give a care. I think it's time to cleanse my soul with some fresh air. Did it have something to do with the way I love? Did we think this through? I can hear the whispers of the leaves as their voices guide me down this Sunday street. 3 little birds singing songs of love above me. I guess they call that serendipity. Did it have something to do with the way I love? Did we think it through? Could this be true? Never pictured a life without you. And I do. Some may stay, but others will go. Some may play, but others will fall. Some they wait, some they know. Some they hate, 'cause they can't love no more. Have something to do with the way I love you. Did we think this through?
Yeah. All right, guys, here we are, another episode of What's Happening 613. And I'm here with my good friend, Clarence Cooney. How you doing, man?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good, good.
Thanks for having me out.
Fucking right, man. So this is awesome because I've been wanting to get Clarence out for a while. When I started making What's Happening 613, I made a list and I put it on my toolbox of people I want, and now I have a list of the people I've done. And right, like the very first couple, Clarence was rare because this show is what I want this for, is like this singer-songwriter thing. And like, I met you probably 3 years ago now?
Yeah, I think the Sterling Jaybirds was the last show before the pandemic that I actually saw, and then that was it after that, right?
Yeah. So I met this guy at the Bistro 116, and you're very heavily involved in the music scene there in Belleville, eh?
Yeah, booking bands and doing promotion there and helping out there, trying to get the community together.
That's right. You're doing an awesome job. I really appreciate that. So let's start at the beginning. When did you start playing music? Like, how old were you? What got you into that?
That's a big one. When I was a kid, like I've always seen I think my mom bought my dad an acoustic guitar, and I always just saw it in a closet and was just always interested in what it was and what it did. And I knew it made a sound, but I didn't know, I wasn't allowed to touch it, so I didn't know exactly what it was. Eventually they gave in, and I started, you put it flat down, that August Rush style or whatever, and started doing that. And listening to some songs, like the first song I ever started diddling was the Offspring song. It was a say no way, and it was just that one riff. And then after I touched it, that was it. And my brother had an electric guitar a couple of years later with an amp, and when I saw that, that was it for that too, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. I know I was the same way. I had a guitar, and like my dad had his dad's guitar in the closet.
Yeah.
But every single time we try to play it, it was so out of tune that it was always so discouraging. So it was like, is this what guitar is? You know what I mean? So I know exactly what you mean. But the same thing, you can just find. That's the nice thing with guitars with the frets on them. You can find a melody or you know how that goes. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. Yeah, I know. I remember like grade 8, we were like acoustic guitar, and my buddy got electric guitar, and it opens up that world because you can start doing drop D and all that cool shit, right?
That one was a good one. Do you remember like going to school and printed off tabs at a school out of the library there? That's how it all started right there. You know, it's like, you know, it's supposed to be doing work and ended up printing off tabs to learn or whatever. And, yeah, that's really cool, man. Yeah.
So your music's like your music style, like I love it because like I said, you have this you got a wicked flow, you got like a rap flow, you got this like incubus, and you got this like when you sing, man, you got like that roots, like you give me chills. So it's awesome. Like what kind of like music style do you kind of consider yourself as? Like where would you? I know that's a weird question, but where would you kind of put yourself? Say if I was going through Spotify, obviously maybe like alternative kind of thing, or
I would say alternative. I grew up listening to Slipknot, No Effects, Sublime. You know, that's how I started. Blink-182. Even with the pop stuff, even if I wasn't into the pop stuff, I was always intrigued about the producers and who wrote that song. So even if it was a Britney Spears song, you know, it's like, who wrote the song? She bought it. You know what I mean? So I was always still interested in stuff like pop because there's so much more behind the producing and the producers with it. And that's what also got me into started doing beats and stuff like that with the programming and the automation and that. So
that's really cool. Like you're a really great songwriter like that way. So have you ever thought about writing songs and producing stuff? Because I reached out for the Greasy Bearings and where you used your song for the intro song. And that's what I want to say too for Greasy Bearings. This is Clarence Cooney because we want to get you on Greasy Bearings also.
Yeah.
And so like that's cool too. Like how did that start with like a kind of a rock band thing? How we all kind of like.
Yeah, I've been moving around. I started with like in Hamilton when I got out of high school. I'm from Madoc, that's where I grew up, and then I took off to Hamilton after high school was finished. Started doing a little more. But that was more DJ stuff then because I think dubstep was just hitting that scene around that time, you know. And then I moved to the Durham area and I had gone to an open mic and I just saw the love. I just saw how, you know, you don't need to have any skill or anything like that to be able to play. So I just started playing those and then that kind of just built, and I decided from, you know, noodling around and writing songs that, you know, I could probably go a little further with it.
We are the cause. I won't sell my soul, but I do feel lost. A future is blown. I put my life on pause. It's a good thing I've grown up. I can weigh out the cost, pushing my patience. Maybe I'm just getting old. But we just do what we're told. My vision is clear. I really slowed it down. If I kept on going, I'd be 6 feet in the ground. I spend too many days, way too many nights, thinking of friends and family all around us that have died. That you will never fade, you're reaching every star. Every time we look up, we know just where you are. Pushing patience. Maybe I'm just getting old. These changes don't make sense, but we just do what we're told. If we held our heads up, said enough is enough, it's tough, the days are getting rough, we just call our bluff. It's just getting way too much. If we held our heads up, said enough is enough, it's tough, the days are getting rough, we just call our bluff. It's just getting way too much. It's the worst when you're dealing with your curses, going over what you have rehearsed and dealing with the nurses, keeping afloat, staying away from the hearses. I can relate to those that wanna be the first there. I could be late because I'm thinking about what's not fair, trying to do what's right even though I'm feeling scared. Even though I'm feeling scared. If we held our heads up, said enough is enough, it's tough, the days are getting rough, we just call our bluff. It's just getting way too much. If we held our heads up, said enough is enough, it's tough, the days are getting rough, we just call our bluff. It's just getting way too much. If we held our heads up, said enough is enough, it's tough, the days are getting rough, we just call our bluff. It's just getting way too much.
Yeah, that's really cool. So what do you build up? What do you build your beats on? Like, is it just a normal program, or do you got like a
FL Studio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use that, and then I use Adobe Audition, and then sometimes the Audacity still helps because that's that free programming in that. I've got a couple interface pods, like a Line 6, and it comes with all instrument presets and stuff. So it was always fun to plug that in and just play around with all the presets, and that's what got started into the different styles of things, because I was in a few bands, metal bands and punk bands, and then some acoustic stuff. So it's just always been interested in dabbling a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it is really neat to bring all those styles together and then come in to write an album now. Like,
Yeah.
you're working on an album, correct? Like,
Yeah.
So
I've
right before COVID, you said that you were kind of about to start to record. And
Yeah, I was supposed to go to Bark Like a Dog studio at Marmara and do it there, but they're taking the time off with the pandemic for the safety of their family, so I'm gonna hold off. Also might be seeing BJ the DJ from Laundromat Records and recording a song with him and that. So yeah, there should be some coming eventually here once we get back to norm.
yeah, that's awesome. How many songs are you gonna be going at? Like, how many do you have ready to go, do you think?
I think just an EP for now.
Yeah,
would be good. I do have some I got about 6-7 solid songs, so I could get that out fairly quickly. Sorry.
But yeah, that's the thing too, is you don't want to, like, I was talking to my buddy Jack, and he's about to release like 7-9 songs. Yeah. He's like, how do you release them in this day and age? Like, because you don't want people to miss them, you know what I mean? Like that's a big thing too, is like, so you got to figure out, do you put your best one or your second best one first? And that's kind of a crazy thing to do, right?
Yeah, the single aspect, right, is you got to think about that.
So simple could ruin a day. I never heard nothing but a moving away. And though I said I wouldn't be that surprised, I found myself broken and dry in my eyes. So what am I doing? I've never been so down, and I know I'm the reason why you're not around. Mistakes but I end up on the ground. And if I tried more to stay in my lane, well, I wouldn't feel slowed down like still in this dream somehow, and you're right here with me. But every time I try to make less mistakes, I end up on the ground. And if I tried more to stay in my lane, well, I wouldn't be
DJ, he's working down there at the Bistro 116 too. So let's go back to that a little bit. So what you're doing down there is pretty much booking in bands and stuff like that for the bistro and like holding open mics and
event
stuff, right?
coordinating. So even if it's not bands, if we have a karaoke night or we have a beach party or a 90s night or, you know, anything. So whatever we can come up with to try to bring everybody together. So far it's been successful with, you know, having different things come out. And before this third lockdown happened, we had booked, you know, a hard rock band, a rap group, like we have burlesque show ideas and stuff, like certain things that we want to do that's not all about just music, but you know, to still bring the arts together because it's important, right?
Yeah, maybe do like a comedy night or something too.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's Alan Sal down there at Bistro 116, like, and they're doing a great thing too. Like they've made a big stage and they've done so much, and so we want to thank those guys a lot for doing what they've been doing.
They've provided a lot of opportunity for local artists and that to be able to flourish and build, you know, their sound, their name, somewhere to play, stuff like that. Bring your friends and family out. Like it all seems to be coming together that way.
Yeah, that's the big thing too, is finding a place to play, and that's not intimidating. It's like it's a very comfortable place, and they make everything, whatever you need, they're there for you. So that's a really cool thing to do. So great thing that they're doing there, because there isn't too many places really around Belleville to get a full band on stage anymore. And they just built like a pretty good little stage there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Within the last, it's again 2 years, and they just had Chris Bennett come in and do a bunch of graffiti work in the washrooms and that. So it looks pretty cool in there as well. Like, yeah, they want to bring it all back and have a nice big area.
So where can people find your music? Do you have anything like on YouTube or anything like that, or Spotify? Or
everything's been taken down. I had older songs that are posted, but with me wanting to book and rebrand, you know, the stuff that I've been coming out with now, I've pretty much taken everything down. There's a few beats still up and a few acoustic songs and that's still up, but right now you can just find me on my Facebook page, Clarence Cooney Music, or you just find me and then through the friend stuff. And
I know what you're talking about with the YouTube thing. So with For the Love, we had like at the beginning of our band, we had so much music up there that was just like, we're just trying to put out content, but it was garbage content. And then when we got a little bit better, we're like, we got to take that stuff down because it's making it look bad, because it's got all the views on it, and then it comes up before their stuff. So that's kind of cool how you talk about rebranding yourself. I totally understand that.
Yeah, that's the idea.
That's really neat. Cool.
Rushing river flowing, taking all in its path. It keeps the trees on growing and the sun is setting fast. I better keep on moving, 'cause the cold is creeping in. I walk into those big doors and she asks, where have you been? Tell her I'm a wanderer, couldn't feel more alive. I just use the sun to tell me the time. White blanket blocks my vision, but that's just the way it goes. I can't give up this mission, it's just a little snow. I made my own path to help accept the past. And I won't look back, I just tighten up my coat, yeah. I tell her I'm a wanderer, couldn't feel more alive. winter deserves its spring, like every bird deserves to sing. There's empty kingdoms in search of kings and queens and things like golden rings. Oh. Tell her I'm a wanderer, couldn't feel more alive. I just use the sun to tell me the time.
So when I first met you, you were just like this acoustic thing, and you were like, you kill it as this. When you go to record, are you gonna be recording as an acoustic, or are you gonna be going as like a full piece band?
I think that there's going to be just a few acoustic ones. I'm going to strictly stick with that because that's how I wrote them. That's how I feel them. There's a couple things like with Life on Loop, you said a chant within that one area. Like there are things I want to add to it acoustically, but I want to stick with those songs acoustic and still be able to do my electronic stuff or my harder stuff as well separately. And
yeah, and like it's cool too because like if you're gonna use a full piece band, I seen you once at the Beast for 116. You had a bass player which puts that awesome do 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 behind it. Yeah. But then you had a chick on a drum and a shaker, and man, she was killing it.
Yeah.
Like
it provides a different energy, right? Like
and
when you have that.
Even that cajon compared to a drum kit, they sound almost the same, but it's a different role, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you did it, would you be like it's the same thing? You could do one of those box drums on one song and a full kit on another. Because I could totally hear a band behind you, man.
Absolutely, I've been looking.
Yeah. Have you? So that is something you're kind of thinking about too, then?
Yeah.
It's funny because I woke up. I don't dream very often. I woke up one day and I was like, turned in and I said, I had a dream I was drumming with Clarence. And she goes,
awesome.
and she goes, you start one more band, Joel. You might as well just leave me. Cause
no time for it. Right?
I'm like, I'm not. For Love's not playing right now. So, but it's funny because like I was like, because I think I've seen you that night and like went home and just. Like your songs, they get stuck in my head. That all of them. And you were at New Skies last year with us. I really appreciate you coming out there. And
that was fun.
Like man, what a mood that was, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. The good times.
Yeah.
Man. Good
so you maybe in for another New Skies this year?
I'm in. Yeah.
Because that's the thing too. If restrictions, we can only really have our inner circle. So if there's the 50, we'll have our 50 back out, right?
That's beautiful. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
That's cool, man. Good stuff. That's really cool. So when do you think maybe you're going to be going and recording all this kind of stuff? Is it just kind of on hold because of that? Or are you and BJ kind of planning a release date for a song? We need to get a single out here.
Yeah, I know. I did ask for Bark Like a Dog first. And that was something, once they're ready to do it, I'll be there. I know, they've taken the time they've needed, again, to protect their family in that. And I respect that. As much as I want to get tunes out, if I get them done at home, I can probably send them off for a mix and master, but it doesn't have the same feel as being there with them and having them groove out with me for sure.
Definitely, that's a loyal, that's a respect thing, man. That's why you are who you are in this music community, and it takes that. Your word will go farther than anything, right? So that's a really cool thing you're saying there. Good for you, man. Yeah. So should we take a look at your guitar and see what you're playing? I love how beat up this thing is.
Oh yes,
it's so cool because like it reminds me of like Willie Nelson's guitar or something like that.
Once I find something that writes its own songs, it stays until it's done. Basically, just a simple Songsmith by Simon and Patrick. Yeah, pretty beat, but it seems to be doing well. Again, with how I find instruments, I basically sit down and if something comes out that's just organically, then I'll ride that out. And like I do have some electrics at home. I've had a banjo I just got rid of this year, so I started dabbling in that claw picking and that. But I tend to ride out one until I can't ride out of it anymore.
No, I feel you too. But like I feel you too because like I've picked up a guitar for him and like it wanted to write a song on it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I've actually bought one guitar that I hardly play. It's like this dobro right here. And I wrote one song on it. It's got that twangy, and I just like it is what it is, and I have it. You know what I mean?
There's definitely different times, different sounds, and same with a pick. Like sometimes I use picks and don't, and certain songs require a softer pick or a harder pick or just no pick and that. And I guess it's just how it wants to come out with it.
I've seen that too. You're playing and you wanted to get, and you at the end you drop your pick, and I was like, oh shit, drop this pick, but then you were and you did it on purpose. I'm like, Yes, good for you,
Yeah.
man. Like you're so on. And what was that other song? Drop D or was it?
I tuned the E string into a low A.
Yeah, I thought so because
yeah.
I thought it was further. Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely a low A, just to give a little bass, like with what I was talking about with being an acoustic artist. It's hard to fill out sound sometimes when you hear it and you're playing it and you're like, it's missing something, it's missing a bit of bass, it's missing something. So I ended up tuning the E string down to a low A and kind of using that as a rumbly bass note, and it kind of adds a little bit of mystique or ominous, to it. And I don't know, I'd stuck with it after that, and I wrote a few songs in that tuning with that low A down.
So it's just the top is just A, and then the rest of them all are just the same.
Yeah, everything's in standard except for the A. So they basically
so you got
just
two A's.
Yeah, two A's. One.
I've never tried that. I'm gonna have to try this.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It's definitely like you said, gave you that rumble and that bass sound if you needed it, or that chug, or almost a drum too, right?
And that's, people always ask me why I have bands on the headstock there.
Yeah.
So when I do lower it down to the A, sometimes it does cause such a rumble or whatever that it could get away with the whoom.
Very neat.
Yeah, so I put that on, and when it's down in the A, it kind of muffles it a bit so that it doesnn't rumble too hard.
That's really cool. I really like that. So yeah, I didn't even notice that. I thought it was just like a style thing. And I've actually seen other people be putting like their bracelets from like wherever, and they put it all in there. So that's obviously probably the same kind of thing, because the one guy I know plays in a lot of drop, like weird tunings.
Yeah.
James Reed, he'll drop a couple and then put like a half a capo on it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what he's doing there, but he'll be on another
Some
episode.
like Andy McKee stuff.
Yeah, it's very, very neat. It's very
Awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And so with the bottom there, just there's no pick guard on it, and it's just been chugging away on it.
Yeah, and I know a few other people who have the same guitar and it's been doing the same thing, and I kind of like it. I stuck with it, and
I think it's probably some sweat too. You can almost see a little bit of the.
oh yeah,
That's cool. That's
sweat
so
and
awesome, man.
The fingernails, because when I drop the pick and I have a bit of a longer fingernail, and I do that,
Yep.
my pinky stays on and kind of scratches it up a little bit. But
That's so cool.
yeah,
Really neat. Do you play harmonicas or any of that stuff on any of your songs? or-
harmonicas?
Yeah.
No, I never truly got into harmonicas.
I know my friend Jack on our one episode there, he was playing and he did a harmonica on a couple songs,
Yeah.
a couple first songs.
Oh, what do you do? Harmonica or kazoo?
He did a kazoo on one and then
yeah.
a harmonica on one, and then he did a couple other that weren't. And when I did the other ones, I'm like, I think you'd sound better without the harmonica on you, because he was just trying to like sing around it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's really neat to see that, but. Also, like, you guys sing out, like, I wish I could sell my soul for that freaking that voice, you know what I mean? Like, it's a whole different thing. Like, I write songs that are chuggy, banjo-y, hillbilly songs, right? And you write
twang in it,
you write songs the way I want to write songs and sing songs. That's so amazing. Like, it's awesome because you got that flow, like I said, you got that rap flow, and then when you got right into that, I mean, I was like, yeah. And that's where I think you get that little chant going.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate
absolutely.
it. So, you got anything you want to promote before we get out of here? Or
Promote? Let's see.
just go find you on Facebook and all that good
find
stuff?
me on Facebook, Clarence Cooney. You can either add the personal account or Clarence Cooney Music.
Yeah.
And if you're a band or artist, I'll hopefully be booking down at the Smokin' 116 Bistro here within good time. Hopefully June 14th, they'll give us a go-ahead to start doing some outdoor acts, at least on the balcony and that they're setting up. So
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say too. Because now that it's summertime, they were doing that like socially distanced
yeah,
open mic or whatever. So that's awesome.
yeah,
So watch out for that kind of stuff, guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
absolutely.
awesome.
All right, man.
Good stuff, dude. All right, guys, that's what's happening. Thanks.
Hey, do you miss some mister, now that she ain't yours. I've got that something, something, oh, she's been looking for. Hey, do you miss her, mister, now that she ain't yours? I've got that something, something, oh, she's been looking for. She's been crying and I hear you on the call. You've been lying, I can tell by the way you pause. She got a big heart, she don't need you to stomp it down. She's supposed to feel comfort when you are around. Hey, do you miss her, mister, now that she ain't yours? I've got that something, something, oh, she been looking for. Hey, do you miss her, mister, now that she ain't yours? I've got that something, something, oh, she been looking for. It's been years now, she's wonders why she stayed. She grows fear now, cause you promised her you'd change. Just like a cold case, impossible to break, when your story stays the same. Hey, do you miss her, mister, now that she ain't yours? I've got that something, something, oh, she been looking for. Hey, do you miss her, mister, now that she ain't yours? I've got that something, something, oh, she been looking for. Hey, do you miss her, mister? Hey, do you miss her, mister? Hey, do you miss her, mister, now that she ain't yours? I've got that something, something, oh, she been looking for. Hey, do you miss her, mister, now that she ain't yours? I've got that something, something, oh, she been looking for.
All right, there it is, guys. Episode 24 of What's Happened at 613. I want to thank Clarence Cooney for coming out. Awesome songs. I can't wait to hear his music because all of his songs, they're just so cool and so flowy. I want them in my car. So Clarence, get out there and record those songs when we can. I want to thank Hot Sauce Co. Go to the Country Butcher Shop. They're down at Bibbs Meat. They're going to be in the Foxborough and our Food Lane in Foxborough. They'll yeah, so go get the Hot Sauce Co. because he's now in the Cooney area. I want everybody to go and support it. It's a couple more dollars than normal, but it's real quality food and made homemade, so check them out. I want to also thank Calum for the artist break. That's so cool, all the art he's doing with all the spray paint. So go follow him on all those platforms, TikTok, Instagram, yada yada yada. If you want some art, this guy's got your back. He helps me with the greasy bearings, so I want to thank this guy so much. Cool kid. Episode 25 coming up with Deborah Lynn O'Connor, and it's a really great episode, so wait for that one coming up. But like, subscribe, do what you can, and that's what's happening.